Good morning, everyone. How is everybody doing this Thursday morning? Hope everyone's doing well. I noticed there's just a little bit too much noise from my AC in the background, so I'm going to start turning it off. I guess I need to turn this fan off too. This microphone works so good, it picks up everything. Good morning, Mr. Dirk Diggler, Mr. Knives Are Life, Mr. TC Blades, Mr. Ed, Mr. Pete, Mr. John. Hope you all are doing good. Ed? Starting out complaining, huh? Good morning, Pete. You'll be busy at work this morning. So I got a couple of knives in the mail yesterday and I carried them both. It's what I had in my pocket last night. I had the Tonto version of this one that I got in. And this one has even better action than the other one. Out of the box, I didn't have to do any kind of tuning to it, and it's perfect. I really like this blade. It's got that thicker edge that we were talking about yesterday. Nice little swedge on the end. Super cool blade shape. Got the same patterning as the other one. So I had that in the front pocket. And then I got one. I got this because of the price. I wish it was the other version, but it's not. Oh well. It's a Laconico. But it's the button lock version. So this is the EZC Monterey Bay Laconico. Cool thing about this knife, other than it being a Laconico, is that it does have detent, and it's got a different button lock than I've seen anybody else make, because you cannot see the button. The button is inside the blade. So there's some kind of pocket that they put inside the blade, but you cannot see the plunge lock anywhere in there. So there's some kind of little pocket inside the blade that works the same as most regular plunge locks, but they did add a detent to it. So it's got a little detent. So that's better than crossbar lock knives, at least. Button locks can have a detent, and this one does, and it feels really good. It's really easy to open. Super cool little knife. And I had that in the back pocket. And then I got another knife yesterday that makes me want to reevaluate how I feel about certain knives. But there's the drop point and the Tonto of that knife. Both very nice. There's that one. Here is this one, which is the SNG I got. And then yesterday, I got the Crystal Tie integral version of the SNG. Good morning, folks. And this one's super cool. It is way thicker than this one. I don't know if you can see the frame lock on that one, but the frame lock on this one is like almost twice as thick. Morning, Andrew. But this knife, when I got it yesterday, and still is probably the worst action of any knife that I own. And there is no fixing it. And when I got it, it had lock rock. And I'm quite sure the guy that bought it knew it had lock rock, because there's no way you couldn't know. And since it's an integral, it had the kind of lock rock that was nearly impossible to fix. But I was able to fix it. So I did fix the lock rock. But so I've got a picture of what I had to do to fix the lock rock. And since the bar needed to have more pressure instead of less pressure, so that it would lock up with the back of the blade properly. And since it's an integral, you cannot take it apart to bend this bar. And so I could take this lock bar insert out, and I could push this bar all the way to where it was hitting the other side, and it wasn't helping a thing. It did not fix the knife at all. Would not fix the knife at all. So what I had to do was I had to find the lock bar relief right here. And I had to pry something down in there right at this point. So from here back, I had to pry a big, at first I started to use my pry bar, but it wasn't thick enough. So then I got some paper. I'll show y'all a picture here in a minute. But I had to put some paper in here and plug it up. And then I had to use a clamp to then bend it, because it stopped it right here. And then I had to use a little bit of a torch to heat it up so that that bend would hold and take. And after that, I let it cool off and it fixed the lock rock. But since this knife is on washers, it's got giant washers in it because it's got a giant pivot in it. It's got terrible, it's got washer action. You have to push it closed. There is no shaking it closed. Well, you have to shake the heck out of it to get it to close. But it kind of made me think about, do I want to pass it on to somebody? And then I thought, well, if I pass it on to somebody, they're going to have a super cool crystal tie integral that has the same exact action. So did I really solve anything by doing that? Or I just want to add it to my collection of integrals and deal with the fact that you have to use your hand to close it. But let me show y'all the picture of what I had to do in order to get that lock bar. And like I've always told y'all, it's a lot easier to take pressure out of a lock bar than to put pressure in a lock bar, especially when it comes to integrals. Let me see if I got the picture here that I took of the maintenance I had to do. Yes. So share, Discord, stuff for channel, send. All right. So here's what I had to do. I wanted to explain it before I showed the picture so that y'all could actually tell what was going on here. But as you can see, I had to wedge a bunch of paper in right there at that point. Then I had to push the bar, and I used a little clamp to hold it together. And then I hit the torch right on the lock bar relief. You can see I actually burnt the paper a little bit. And then I let it cool down, put the lock bar insert back in, and it fixed the lock rock. I got it from eBay, Andrew. It is an Evil Eyes SNG Integral with the little 45 caliber 45 Colt. I'm not sure what I think about the little heat anno fade they did. I might try to get rid of that. But otherwise, the knife's super cool. And I thought about the fact that right now I've got like 19 other integrals over there in my collection. And I really couldn't tell you what the action is on a few of them. And I really couldn't tell you. I'm pretty sure none of them have lock rock, but I'm not positive. So since I don't carry them every day, do I really care if the action is perfect on this thing? Because I love the knife otherwise. And I'm just not a fan of washer knives. There's a lot of people who wouldn't mind having a washer knife. I just like my knives to come like this and just perfectly drop shut. So I'm just used to that. So it's not a huge deal, but it is a deal to me. Still a usable knife. I didn't have to heat it to bend it necessarily. Well, yeah, I guess the heat kind of helped it out, and it kind of relieved some of the pressure so that the clamp held it in place to add. But now you can see it's locked up good. Doesn't have any lock rock. There's no weird curves in it or anything. So yeah, like a slip joint. Yeah, kind of like a slip joint, except it does lock. It is locked. Morning, Nick. Morning, Tommy, if I didn't say that already. And then also yesterday I got in some accessories. So I wanted to talk about those too. So a bunch of people have gotten the new springs for the shortcuts. And this is the spring that they came with. And these are the stronger replacement. Good morning, Ron Crow. These are the springs, the replacement springs that you buy that are stronger to go in them. And let me see if I can show y'all the difference of those real quick. All right, so camera looks terrible. So you can see the size of the ones that came in it and the ones that you replace it with. They do work better. They are stronger, but they do have a little bit of an issue. So let me show you. Let me zoom back out. All right. So this knife, I told y'all I had an issue with yesterday about the little lock bar where it held it. Well, I took my file and I took that round file and I ran it across there and made it better and fixed that part of it. So it does lock up better now. I don't know if you can tell that's bigger, but it is bigger and it locks in there good now. And then secondly, so this one has the stock spring in it, but I think it's got a better spring than the one that came in this one. But as you can see, I'm able to raise that bar up to there. And once you put the new spring in it, it only moves that far, which is totally weird. And I thought something was stuck, but then I took it apart and put the regular spring back in and it opened up like this one does. So it's the fact that you're bottoming out that spring. So I might cut off a couple of coils on that spring, but it did fix the lockup. And if I push this with my finger, it's actually locked up really good and won't open in my pocket at all. And I almost have to use this button to open it instead of that top one, which is fine with me. I would rather have it locked too much than not enough. But basically all I did was take one of those little round files and run it across this place right up here. I ran it across there and made more of a little detent so that it would latch in there. So that fixed that. So that was another little repair mod I did yesterday. And then one we're going to try this morning is I got 4 of these in. Yeah, this one right here has a much better spring than that one had when it first. So I don't know if they're coming from different places or what, but this original one that I bought from a different place has better springs and it's a better version. But I got these in yesterday too, which are the pivot collars for the Lemifshi ducks. The replacement pivot collars, the gear ones. So I thought we would swap one of those out and see how they look. I like the new ones. The newer versions of the duck have that newer pivot anyway. If you go look at his website, but these are the newer. No, that's the gear one. I knew I was going to get it wrong if I tried. Let me see. These are the new versions of the pivot surround that people don't like. I don't mind them because they look like the OG ones, the real ones. But let's put the blue one. Let's put the blue one in this one. All right, where are my tools at? Yeah, you like the gear better? Yeah, some people do. It is going to change the look of it. So here's the before on both sides. Shouldn't take but just a second to change these. In fact, that one just fell out. I love the fact he's got T8 hardware everywhere. I have not disassembled this knife, so we'll see how it goes. Shouldn't be much to it. I think that Those screws are the cool kind that go all the way to the other side and screw into the side of that pivot. I mean, the side of that scale. It's where you only have screws on one side. They don't show through over here. Andrew, they both match the original. That's what I was saying. The newer versions of the knives he put out have this new collar. The older versions have the gear. So they both match. But they both match. So if you go look, if you type in he has one on his page, I think, still. One of the latest ones that he sold. All right, now that one has a gear. And that one has the gear. But the last time I was here, they had the other one. So yeah, so right here, that's the neutralizer, but it comes with both. That's the gear. There's not many pictures of this knife online, so but it has both. Is that the new one? I'm trying to figure out. Nope, that's the gear. Oh, there's the new one. So there's the one that's on it right now. But they come with both. To answer your question. All right, we're in here. Let's finish this. And this is the first time I've taken this apart, but they don't have the caged bearings, which is surprising to me. I thought they would. Well, that just fell out. Wow. I lost both. I'm glad I didn't lose that other stop pin. I mean, locating pin. Let me hold those in place while I try to get this out here. Alright, so there's the old ones. Put the blue ones in. Hit that thumbs up for me while you're here. I totally forgot to get that stupid animation. I'm sure there's some of y'all that are going to not do it just because I asked. And that's fine. I don't care either way. I just like seeing new people here. And it seems to have helped the algorithm a little bit. Alright, got that one back in. Bearing back in. Blade and bearing back in. Scale back on. Yeah, that's probably the case, Andrew. Never fails. It's like a USB plug. Whichever way you plug it in is the wrong way, no matter, even though you've got a 50-50 chance. Every time you plug it in the first time, you're always wrong. That's the same way with this stupid, whenever I grab these two screwdrivers, I always grab the wrong one. even though I've just got 2. Can't ever get the USB plug in the right way, even though you got a 50-50 chance every time. John, that's why I put it in this one. That's why I put the blue ones in this one. Because this, I like the plain version better. So I'm going to swap it out with the plain version of the duckling. And I'm guessing these are titanium. They might be aluminum. I'm hoping they're titanium though. I won't be able to tell unless I do like an ano on them. They're probably aluminum though, which sucks because that means I'm stuck with this color unless I choose to sand it or bead blast it off. So I grabbed one of each just because I don't necessarily like the blue ones, but it is what it is. These are shiny anyway, same way. They're not really very satiny. But you could hit them with sandpaper and make them satiny. Is satiny even a word? So yeah. They fit. There's a gap around them. I could feel them wiggling a little bit. Tolerances aren't perfect, but it is what it is. I'm gonna drop these in my little bag of bearings. Yeah, a lot of people like blue, a lot of people don't like blue. One of those things. I think, whoops. I think I'm gonna put okay, Fred, that's awesome. I'll keep an eye out on that. So I think I'm going to swap out the other ones. On this other version, let's see. Well, I guess they'll have to go on the slotted one. I guess they'll go on this one. So I think the silver ones will look good on this one. But I'm not going to do that right this second, because we've got other stuff to do and look at. I know y'all are bored seeing me mod knives and scratch up knives. And why do I have not a big same screen size? Aha. There we go. Let me try to fix this a little bit. There we go. I got a little bit more real estate now. morning, size sharpening. By the way, good morning, Fred. So yeah, all right. So what else is going on in the knife world today? I need a couple sips of coffee myself. No, I didn't lube William because it didn't need lube. I don't know if you saw how good the action on it was, but it was drop shut. Oh yeah, the thickness. I took a bunch of pictures of these, and the thickness is drastically different. Let me get them underneath the camera so y'all can tell. But way thicker. What is arts in metal, Fred? I have no idea what arts in metal is. Thank you, Mr. Mister. Same thing I said. I guess we'll go find out. Arts in Metal show. Oh, it's the art knife. It's the $50,000 knife. Wow. Plenty of champagne will be going on at that event. New Jersey. Arts and Metal. How much is the collector pass? Collector pass. $175. Food and drink. Nice. At the Westin. Lots of French people, seems like. Hey, there's Jared Oser. All right then. Read bio. (2011). Oh my goodness. Why is it not on screen? What in the heck? Now it is. Had stupid two browser windows open. I apologize again. You know, we have a few. So the Arts and Metal is the premier art, and the tickets are $175. That gets you the pass for the AIM exhibition and the collector thing tomorrow, but here's the exhibitors. I was reading about this guy because we just talked about him the other day. But there's the collector pass. So these are the art knife ones, and then so dinner from 5 to 6, bar opens, lotteries and bidding. What is an open bid? First lottery winners are drawn. So it's from 5 to midnight, looks like. Damn it, Bobby. Michael Walker is who you're wanting to meet. This Sean Hansen guy looks like a good old boy. Oh, okay. Yep. He's definitely got some knives. Wow. Hey, there's a Warncliffe. That one's a double-ended Warncliffe. It's a double-ender, mister. Mister. Another double-ender. Whoops. He's got some wild-looking stuff. Definitely art knives. I don't even want to know what some of these cost. Wow. That one had a lot going on. That's pretty wild. Did these sell for $10,000, $15,000, $20,000? Yeah, how much? What's price of some of these? He invented the liner lock, huh? That's pretty wild. So yeah, so I was close, 15,000, 16,000 for that one. $8,000 for that one. So 10 to 20 for a good one. Let's see. Price high to low. Yeah, these aren't wild ones. These are cheap ones. Oh, that one might have been on the site. It's only $2,000. So you can get ones from him for a couple of grand. Let me go to the other end of the spectrum and see what he's got that I might could get. $200 back in 2016. Swiss made Closley. Auto conversion blade lock. CRKT. Not many knives that are my style. Looks like he does work for CRKT. Let's see. If I was going to get a knife of his, which one do I like the best? That's Sailor C. Not a bad one. That's another collab with that Closley knives. So let's see if a Sailor C has gone up for sale on Knife Swap. $7 years ago. Nope, I don't see one. So let's just type in Michael Walker. C22BK Michael Walker lightweight. Huh. That's interesting. CRKT Monument. Okay. I like that one. That's pretty cool. Spyderco. Wanted to buy. CRKT Walker Pursue. What is a Walker Pursue? It sold for $350. He likes the big pivot thing. Morning, Robin. Yeah, he likes the big pivot. Seems. What else we got here? Vintage Swiss-made Spyderco Walker. Walker lock. CRKT Walker lock. Yeah, he's definitely a fan of the giant pivots. Speaking of giant pivots, I bought another Kaiser SLT to do some modding to. So it is on the way. I'm not sure what I want to do to it, but I did grab a second one. It is plain like that one right now. That one's got the giant pivot. I got it for $100, so I couldn't pass it up. It's in great shape too. So yeah, I grabbed one of those. I also grabbed a knife last night. I've been wanting one of those CMB made blades. So I bought one of those last night. And it is this one. It's kind of a weird looking knife, but I wanted to try out the CMB made blades. And I got it for $80. So I was like, well, heck, I can deal with a knife from a company I haven't had one from with nice micro milling for $80. And it's M390 blade steel, I believe. Yeah. It's M390 belt satin. It's called the Sasori. Couldn't pass that up for $80 though. Let's go back and look at a couple more of those, or at least a bunch of French sounding guys. I don't know if he's French or not, but let's see. Southwest of France. Yes. Let's go check out his stuff. That's some pretty wild looking stuff too. Wow, that's pretty wild. Definitely art knives, for sure. All right, who's the next person? Sardinia. Guess I'll follow all these people. Oh yeah, does he make wow, some wildness. Yep, that's pretty wild. You know your knife's expensive if it comes in a box like that. What are we looking at? Oh, it was a cigar cutter. I wasn't thinking. Dang. Auto opening cigar cutter. Wow. That's pretty wild. Sorry, y'all can't see it. I got it. I'm on top of it. Dang it. Whenever I click a link in Discord, I gotta fix that. Whenever I click a link in Discord and it opens in a browser, I'm thinking I'm still in, yeah, I got it. I'm thinking I'm still in Discord, but it switches over to Firefox to open stuff. Yeah, he makes some wild stuff. This is one of the second guys, or the third guy. He's from Sardinia. Cigar cutters, crazy art knives. Can't believe I did that again. It happens the most between Discord and Firefox. Because you know when you click on a link in Firefox, it says, do you want to open this? Do you want to leave? I mean, inside of Discord, it says, do you want to leave Discord? Every time it does that, I've got to switch back to the browser. Yeah, he's got some wild stuff. The other guy, I guess y'all missed him too. Crazy. I'm trying to follow them all at on Instagram, but he had some wild looking knives. Definitely art knives, not really my style, but beautiful creations nonetheless. That's a whole series of matching knives. This guy was from France. I need to follow him on Instagram, so let me do that. Let's go back and check out the third guy. Sharp architecture. Well, that's a wild thing. No blade locking system. It's got a magnetic detent. Yeah, these are definitely art knives. Or art razors. Y'all can't hear the crackling of his gloves. So that's all with magnets. That's pretty cool. See what else he's got here. Another maglock looking knife. Stiletto blade. Yeah, that's super cool. What's his Instagram? At Fiore Knives. Whoops. I didn't mean to click that. I meant to click that. Well, there's some more of his stuff. Nice bearings. There we go, no side-to-side play. We like that. Alright, let's see who's next. I want to see this country guy, but Masori. Is he Italian as well? I guess we'll find out here in a second. Let's just go to his Instagram first. Wow. Yep. Definitely art knives. That's pretty wild. That is definitely wild. Good grief. Yeah, that's pretty. We can dream, huh? We're not going to go through all these people, but here's somebody with a little bit of different stuff. Sold, 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 sold. Yeah, that copper Damascus is very popular nowadays. Beautiful knives. That's a big boy. That's a chunky thing. That's not a small knife either. Why does he have... Why does it only open halfway? Oh, is it an axe? I guess it is a little pocket axe. I didn't even see the end of it. I wasn't even paying attention to the end of it. Little pocket axe. That's pretty wild. I was like, why does it lock halfway? But it's a little pocket axe. I guess that other one was too. I just wasn't paying attention. Yeah, that one's an axe too. A little hatchet. That's the same thing finished, I think. Yeah, that's without the wood on it. And that's with the wood on it. No wonder it's so chunky. That's pretty dang cool. Never in my life have I seen a knife that nice. Wow, look at those patterns. That's pretty wild. Alright, let's go to the next person. I actually want to see the country guy down here in a minute, but alright, so that one doesn't have one. Some young guns. Let's check out the young guns. Two brothers, I guess. Nylon knives. There's a double blade one. It's weird. Wow. That's pretty. Wow. That has got a lot going on. Look at all those layers. How many thousands of layers of metal is that knife? Because the Damascus is layers upon layers upon layers upon layers, and everything is Damascus, and then it's layered Damascus. Wow. That's pretty crazy. These are definitely something once in a lifetime opportunity to see stuff like this in person, so I can understand why Fred is excited to get to see some of these. As far as owning one, you know, that's even a different ballpark. No wonder they have lotteries for all these. Those brothers are cool. I don't think I followed them. Let me go do that so I won't be able to get back to them. Oh, I did. Alright. Yeah, this is the guy, Sean Hansen, I wanted to check out. Utah. See what he makes. Aha! Daggers. Wow. Lots of engraving. Man, some of those Damascus patterns are crazy. Wow. He has a website as well. Sean and Charla Hansen. Yeah, some of this stuff is a little too mall ninja to me. And it's definitely more artwork than utilitarian. Not to take anything away from the craftsmanship of it, but it's a little too art. It's too much art sometimes. Beautiful, but different category of beauty. I've heard of this guy before. Oh, that's Sharknivko guy. Alright, no wonder I've heard of him. So I can't wait to get one of his Waka clones. There's a Waka. Waka Waka. Download that picture real quick. Waka Waka. Yeah, I like those knives a lot. I knew I'd heard of him before. Well, all right. Appreciate you sending us down that rabbit hole, Fred. Richard Wright, was he one of the guys? Might as well check out, we're almost to the end here. Let's check out the Michael West guy. Michael West Knives. WestKnives.com. Gallery here. He makes definitely sharp, pointy objects. His have got super points on them. Wow. Super stabby. Crazy lines like Stuff I've never seen. Definitely stuff I've never seen. Well, that's cool. Let's see. Who was the last person? Rick Lala? Rick Lala Knives? North Cutlery? Or Korth Cutlery? KnifeLegends.com. Rick Lala Custom Knife. Huh. Guess he doesn't have a site. Korth Cutlery, though. Some of his designs. Wow, he's got 21 pages of knives on here. That Anaconda's pretty wild. Yeah, that's pretty wild. Brick wall knife. Oh, it's called a brick house. You have an Elvia? Rick Lala Mech Force? Elvia knife? Emerson? Elvia? Huh. Buyer's remorse after receiving Emerson Elvia. Ed Manifestos. Which one? Oh, this. You have a Elvia. Do you have the custom one? Or do you have a yeah, I'm looking at them now. I picked up what you were laying down. Elvia Slippy. Wow, there's a full dress one. Oh, did Fred post one of his custom Waka? Thank you, Mr. Fred. Now I'm on Discord, so I got to remember whenever I leave Discord. Yeah, there's the one you showed the other day. Oh, by the way, Audioitis posted his pocket check again today. Nothing wrong with the Elementum button lock. There's my pocket check for the day. Yep, that is definitely a custom one. Alright, change back off of Discord. Not sure what that bot was. I don't even have the chat box up this morning. Forgot about it. Oh, your pocket check? Yeah, yep, there's Ed's. Sorry, Ed. Didn't scroll up enough. What'd you have on you? an amphibian, and I don't know what the other one is. Good morning, Matt Maurer. That's awesome, Ed. Oh, there's another bio. I love the bio. Oh, I didn't see. Yeah, we saw his yesterday. Audioitis. Super cool knives. All right, turn off Discord. There we go. And then let's see who these. William Brigham Young. Oh, there he is. The Artificery. The Artificery. Aha. Forged by hand. Rick, Lala, Elvia, and Jade. Huh. Elvia, Jade. Did not find it. Elvia. See, 50. There we go. Ed's Manifesto, Turner CNC. Is that kind of like yours? That's the one. I found it. I'm pretty good at that, Robin. Natty Amore. Clint. Good morning, sir. Natty Amore. Black Snow. Wasn't one of those knives Sever showed us the other day, a Black Snow collab with exclusive folders, or wasn't one of these a Black Snow? Maybe it was. There's a Black Swan. Maybe it was from Aurora. Again with the Black Swan. Oh no, it was a Flying Snow by Chalks. I like that knife. That's why I remembered it. It was Flying Snow, not Black Snow. That's a cool knife though for $400. That's a sharp looking knife. And I like the plain one too. The oil slick one looks good too. Yeah, I'm gonna have to find one of those. Let's go back. Got thrown off by black snow. Did he make the tipper? The tipper looks like his style. Wouldn't be surprised if he made the tipper or designed the tipper. Who designed oh, that's Edgy Blade Works. All right. Thank you, Fred. Yeah, he definitely makes some pretty knives. So I think the first thing that I'm going to try to engrave for the channel for some of the members as like something they can buy, maybe. I think I'm going to start trying to with engraving some Zippos, because that would be a good start for me to practice on. So I've ordered 5 of the silver ones and 5 of the black ones, and I'm going to work on making some kind of cool, not necessarily channel themed, but maybe knife themed. And I've got 5 silver ones and 5 black ones to practice on. So let me know if that's something you might be interested in having. What's going on? The opiate? The sabotage? I'm still working on the coins too, John, but I just haven't had time since I'm working 7 days a week to really do much with the laser at all. I've had to do lots of yard stuff and house stuff and, 11 hours a day work, and but the coins is on the list too. But the Zippo, Zippo is a good flat surface to practice on. But John, yeah, I'm going to get the coins down. But I think a good flat surface on a Zippo would be a good one. And just so y'all know, full disclosure, I'm not paying the price to practice on a bunch of real Zippos. So, of course, you know me, I had to find a deal. So they make these ones called Zorro lighters. They're called Zorro lighter. And they are basically Zippos. And you can buy, but they say they make different kinds of the inserts. They make all kinds of different ones. Well, that's a weird looking one. But they say they're Zorro instead of Zippo. And so the ones I bought were like these, I believe, to practice on. But they look just like a Zippo. They work just like a Zippo. And like I said, they're practice. Once I get it down, then I can buy some real Zippos. But these are like $6, $7 with shipping. So I thought testing on a $7 one instead of a $20 one is smarter. And I can get, I'm sure they're nearly the same. I mean, heck, I'm sure Zippos are made in China now anyway. But you can buy just the inserts too, which is kind of weird. But I should be able to do some crazy patterns on them. Like stuff like this. Like I should be able to do stuff like this pretty easily. And that's why I want to start with these, because I can get my patterning down on a flat surface and do some cool stuff. Definitely not that one. But yeah, I should be able to do some cool stuff. And I can also do the sides and the top. Front and back, sides and top. So it gives me a lot of surface for one item. And if I buy some stainless steel ones, I can practice my colors. So I think Zippo is a good place for me to start. And like I said, you can order just the cases or just the insides of them. But they're basically the same thing. But real Zippos are like 20 bucks a piece. See you later, Ron Crow. Alright, let's see. I think we had one more person. Eol Lensman. Okay, that's not him, I don't think. Because I see half-naked women. What's going on here? Custom Triton folder. Alright. That's a cool looking knife. Custom Triton knife. He's at Knife Legends as well. Let's see if I give him a link. Yeah, here we go. Landsman Customs. It's his Instagram. Yeah, there's definitely different levels to this art knife thing. But I like seeing everybody at all levels. He's got a laser. Oh, those are cool. And they're all super talented guys. Oh, look. Yeah, he's got some nice stuff. What is this one? I like that one. What is the name of that? Here's a bit of bling. Wish I knew the name of that one. Yeah, that's a nice knife. Fred, no, you can laser on stainless. So you can get the same colors on stainless steel. In fact, it's actually stainless steel. You can get some brighter colors than you can on titanium.
Hey peeps, welcome back to Project Anonymous, and in today's video
we're going to attempt to engrave in color on a stainless steel project.
So let's get to it.
So here you go.
Well, there it is. So turn it a different color altogether. So I'm just gonna say we're good. Any focus difference.
But you can do color on stainless steel as well. As long as you got a fiber laser, which I do. Yeah, okay, there you go. So there's the whole color pattern on stainless steel. So you can get a wide range of colors. You can get reds and stuff that you can't get on titanium. Yeah, there's stainless steel butterflies. So stainless steel is actually easier to get color on than titanium. You can see those butterflies. So yes, you can get lots of colors on stainless steel. No problem, sir. All right. Prismatic engraving, holographic and prismatic engraving. Well, that's pretty wild. So refracted light changes the colors on stainless steel too. I guess if you set it one way. That's pretty crazy. I want to show y'all one thing real quick that is super cool. And that's these pieces of slate these guys do. So check out these slate laser engravings. That's just a piece of slate. And that's real. That's not AI. So this guy posts a ton of these that are super cool. And they look super 3D. And it's just on a piece of slate. Like that, like some of those, so they generate the art using AI sometimes, but they're actually put in there on a flat surface. Yeah, that one looks super cool too. But there's a website you can go to called Pix something. Hold on. Laserpix.com, and you go to this place and they have all the pictures that you can engrave on all these pieces of slate. So all the ones that you just saw, I guess you have to buy a subscription to this place, but Laserpix.com has all these 3D. So you pick like black slate, and you can see all the cool 3D pictures that you can get for black slate. Yeah, there's some pretty wild stuff you can do. So I'm going to start practicing on that slate also. I've got to practice on something to get my patterning down and my layouts down and my alignment. My alignment is what I'm worried about more than anything when I start doing knives. But yeah, some of these slate stone engravings are pretty crazy. There's guys that have lasers that cut glass too. Like, check this out. I didn't even know this was possible. But lasers are doing some crazy stuff now. But check out, he puts little lines in them to make them break free, and you don't even have to break it. Like, you just literally slide the pieces apart. Like, that's pretty wild. Yeah, there's some super cool stuff. And a lot of people do the little business cards like I've got. There's a whole section of people that do those too. There's another piece of slate. That might not be slate. That's a coin, sorry. But yeah, there's some... That Aussie one is super cool. And that's with a 60-watt laser. But I've been joining these groups trying to get some stuff. Some of these laser cutout stuff too to build stuff with is pretty cool. So the patterns to make stuff, to cut stuff out of laser, pretty cool. I was trying to find some of those little business cards I was talking about, like mine. But there's people that do all kinds of crazy pictures on those too. But anyway, we're off topic again. But yes, Fred, thank you for showing us the art knives. That's something I don't get into very often, so hope you have a good time at that. So, what's going on in the chat? Somebody had... Y'all mentioned a couple of knives. Astral. Edgy Astral. What is an edgy Astral? And then... Yeah, I'm not sure. It's probably from Edgy Blade Works. Let's see. Could have sworn I saw a couple of knives. Oh yeah, the Sabotage. Is that an Edgy Blade Works or is that somebody else? Oh, Black Snow, possibly. Nadia Moore. Alright. The Sandbar Sabotage. Oh yeah, that's the same one. Okay, now I got it. Alright. Ed had one of those for sale. I saw one pop up on Knife Swap too. And the Production Opiate was the other one. And I guess that's by the same guy. Possibly. Yeah, Black Snow. There's a Mini Opiate. Oh, that's a cool knife. What's that blade shape? Is that a cleaver? Not sure what that is. Oh yeah, Andrew got his package all the way in Australia. That's pretty cool. They took a long trip to get to him. But they made it from outside of Nashville, Tennessee, all the way to Australia, mate. Australia, mate. So he got a Spectre and a Shamwari. I bead blasted the Shamwari before sending it to him. So that was cool. He finally got that package. think it only took about 3 weeks. Maybe not even 3. Something else I forgot to mention. Oh yeah, I bought the Goldfields, Western Australia. Nice. Oh yeah, one more thing I wanted to mention is I think white watches look super classy. Like, I love this build. I've loved staring at this thing for the last couple of days. And then I realized that I've got 3 nice white watches. This is the one that's got my name and initials on it that I built. And then I've got one that's by a budget brand called Cadison. It's got a textured, it's almost like my white birch. But white watches look pretty classy. And this one even has the GS on the stem over here. But that one turned out great. People want to buy it. I posted it on Reddit and somebody already wants to buy it from me. But I spent like $100 to build this watch. And these Cadison ones with the textured, so it's got the same blue second hand as mine's got. And I haven't wound this one. I just shook it a little bit and it started working. But it's an automatic too. But you can get these Cadisons for like $60. And they're awesome watches. But I love mine. Let me get the hands out of the way so y'all can see my name on it. But some of y'all haven't seen this one. Yes, Tommy, I can hook you up. Join the Discord and I'll hook you up. There's a watch channel. But y'all see right here. Let me get this one going. So the second hand will get out of the way. But you can see right here, this one has my name as the logo. Yeah, China Time on Discord or Rep Time. But white is a super classy watch color, and I've just loved staring at this one. I got a super cool picture of the lume last night. I was in the car, and I was still in town where you could see the lights enough, and I didn't send the picture. There's the lume in the pitch black, but that picture, that watch just turned out great. But the one I took on the way to work was super cool looking because you could still see the street lights and stuff. Lighten up the face of it, so it kind of made it look cool. Here it is. So I was driving. You can see how much it lit it up. And I found these watches for y'all last night. So there's you a watch, Pete. That looks like your style. And then if you don't like that one, you can get that one. I think Ed said there's some pictures of his knife on the Discord. Yeah, there's his. There's nothing wrong with that watch. That's what I said. I said it's a watch for y'all. I mean, that's perfectly normal, right? So that's the watch I was trying to copy with mine. The Grand Seiko White Birch. And then this is what I got. So it's not bad. But yes, Tommy, I can hook you up with some great, I've got a great watch guy that can get pretty much anything. All right, John, see you later, buddy. I'm going to go back to the... Yeah, that knife's super clean. Oh, Brown Sugar hopped in. Good morning. There we go. But yeah, come to the Discord, Tommy, and I've got a watch channel, and I'll hook you up with my trusted dealer. He can get any watch you want. But I've got some really nice. So U1 is doing a great job with some of the budget knives. I just ordered this one, the new model U1 with the new links and the new bezel. But I got this one for $100 with the new bezel and the new links with the Miyota movement. It was on sale for my dude for a couple of weeks. But you can get some awesome watches now for pretty good price. But yeah, guys that are into knives are a lot of times into watches too. So I added a channel on the Discord for that. No, I didn't say he was going to get a super clone for 100. You got to spend 4 or 5. And if you want a site to go look at some, go to Andiot Watches or Geek Time. So Andiot, A-N-D-I-O-T. Andiot Watches. These are like mid-tier super clones. And they have some really nice stuff, but they have the $400 to $600 super clones. I think they might have a few of the nicer, more expensive ones. But they have a bunch of the nice mid-tier from some of the good factories. But go check out Andiot. They've got all the brands you want. AP, Rolex. But they have some that are, more expensive, like the some of these, but their photographer is great. Like, one of the best parts about the Andiot site is all these cool pictures. But these are the super clones. But yeah, some of their photographers' pictures are just sick. Once they all load up. But yeah, there's some super cool pics. But Andiot is a good site to go to. It's andiotwatches.vip. Here, I'll throw it in the... Go check out that site if you want to see some of the higher quality ones. But unless you hang out with a bunch of watch people or a really hoity-toity, you're probably not going to be able to tell the difference. With a lot of them, between the $150 tier to the $400 tier. Of course, there's some watches that you can tell, but U1 has really stepped up their game. So the dude I use is Travis, Michael Travis, and this is his website. And he can get all the super clones also. You know, he can get them all the same $750 super clones. But what he usually deals with are the lower tier. But the U1 has really been stepping up their game. And they've got some nice Daytonas, like nice Rolexes for a very fair price. And that they're every month they're improving and getting better. But their new date just and day dates and Daytonas and even their Sky Dwellers are starting to look really good. They're getting new bezels and new links, and they're really stepping up their game. But so you can get 3 or 4 of these for the same price that you can get one super clone. And unless, like I said, you hang around, you know, super watch guys or know watches yourself really, really good, you're not going to be able to tell the difference. But they've really stepped up their game. Yes, Travis's website, this is the guy I've got a pretty good hookup with. And like I said, he sells everything. Like, you can go over here and find everything. But the U1 factory are the ones I've been sticking to here recently. But yeah, Travis's website is right here. It's in the Discord too, but but anyway, enough about all the watches stuff. Oh yeah, I should get that. I've got a couple more knives coming in I don't think I've talked about. I love the action of that one though. It's my favorite. I like how I fixed this one where if I push that, I can't even hardly open it with my top flipper. I have to push it really hard to open it. But I'm glad I put that little groove in there. It's kind of like a safety. I just kind of push there, and now it won't open hardly at all. Like it opens good with this one. Well, now it's stuck. Now I really got it locked. Yeah, there we go. This one's growing on me and getting a little better after I've used it a little bit. And this button lock, I wanted to take it apart. I guess we can do that before we end the video. We got a couple minutes. I wanted to see how this button lock works since it's a different mechanism than I've seen. And it's inside the blade. I mean, I'm sure, I understand it's just going to be a little cutout with the place for the plunge lock to slide through when you push it, but doesn't mean I don't want to see it. Well, all right, so we're apart. There's some nice internal milling. Yeah, so it's just got a channel inside the blade. How does this stay in there, or where does it have to be to go down? Huh. Now I don't really understand how this works. Ah, there's one little spot in that cutout where it's big enough for the plunge lock to go through. Right up here. I didn't see that, but way up here, it'll actually come out, that one little hole. So that's where the plunge lock is. Huh, that's different. I've not seen a plunge lock like that. Pretty cool. Very simple. Looks like it's going to be very secure because you can only pull the button out one place. Pretty wild. All right. Well, that was cool to see. Love me some clean ray lines. What in the world's going on with this screw? I don't like that. It's not. There it goes. Wasn't acting right. Wow, that's a super cool mechanism. Super simple. And very, very, very smooth. Cool. Well, all right, guys. Appreciate y'all for being here. If y'all need me, you know how to get a hold of me. I cannot believe we're already up to episode 218. Seems like episode 200 was just a couple of days ago. I guess the old saying, time flies when you're having fun, is fitting. Because I do have fun every morning hanging out with you guys. Got another integral to add to the collection. That's always a good day. And it's a hard to find one that should only go up in value, shouldn't really go down. Thank you, Mr. Michael. Hope you have a great day, sir. I got all kinds of knives laying over here to the side. Y'all can't even see, including my tiger. That case should finally show up today, hopefully. Anyway, guys, y'all have a great day. We will see y'all tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday. Mr. Tommy, Mr. Pete, Mr. Robin, Mr. Michael, Miss Brown Sugar, Mr. Andrew, Mr. Whalen, Mr. Knives Are Live, Mr. Christopher, Mr. Ed in the background, still back there, sure, sitting in the floor, playing with knives. Thank you, sir. Mr. John. Mr. Fred, thank you for bringing up the topic of art knives today. Mr. Clint, thanks for hopping in. Nick, good seeing you. Matt Maurer, thanks for hopping in. And anybody else who was here, appreciate y'all. Ron Crow. And we'll do it again tomorrow. Y'all hit me up if you need anything. Hit that thumbs up on your way out. Join the Discord if you haven't. Discord's the happening place. That's no problem, Ed. I don't mind if you listen. Anyway, guys, love y'all. Sever 7. See you tomorrow, buddy.